patience, understanding, friendship, and even love, qualities that are valued in the diplomatic field. Our today's guest says that for her, as for a woman, it is quite comfortable to show these qualities in her work. They do not conflict with her feminine essence. In unison with her character traits and her main professional tasks, including strengthening of cooperation between the countries in the humanitarian sphere. Meet Irina Pereverzeva, Deputy Head of Mission of Rossotrudnichestvo in Kazakhstan, the Consul of the Consulate General of the Russian Federation in the city of Almaty.
Моя задача помочь всем нам не потерять себя и не потерять друг друга.
My job to help us all not to lose ourselves and to not lose each other. Actually, this is my job. Reminding people about the common past and to do everything possible so that we realize that we have a common future. This is what I do. I go and I hope to engage people further. So we have a program for young people, for children and for senior citizens. So we started a program that is called We're Together, to which we invite people living here in Kazakhstan and the Russian writers, singers, poets, artists, in order for us to develop a common goal and to talk about what we have in common, what unites us.
Для того, чтобы мы вырабатывали то, что у нас общее, и говорили о том, что нас связывает и что нас объединяет.
Irina Pereverzeva, though is a representative of the beautiful half of the planet's population, yet she has a rigid grip on the so-called economy. Prior to this diplomatic mission, she had very rich managerial past. Ms. Pereverzeva was the only woman in Russia, the mayor of the regional center.
Моя история была связана с органами управления, но не дипломатической службой. Я не карьерный дипломат. Дело в том, что сначала я закончила университет воронежский.
I was connected with the administrative block, but not in the diplomatic service. I am not a career diplomat. The fact that at first I graduated from university with a degree in English and history, then defended my thesis in philosophy on the aesthetics of the Silver Age. Then I taught at the academy. After I graduated from Academy of Public Administration, I was twice elected to the legislature of Kostroma region and led the Committee on the Social Policy. And then I became the mayor of the city of Kostroma. The elected mayor, that is, under the legislation at the time, we elected our mayors. I was on the list of 12 candidates, and that's what is called the other 11 lost.
То есть по законодательству на тот момент у нас мэры избирались всем населением. У нас было в списке аж 12 человек. И вот все в 11, что называется, не дошли. Причем получилось так, что после этого меня избрали от мэров.
And then it turned out that I was elected by the mayors of the Russian Federation to the Council of Europe for 2 convocations. I was still in the Council of Europe and reached the position of the chairman of Institutional Committee of the Chamber of Local Authorities of the Congress of Local and Regional Authorities of Europe. At that time, then it was the highest position for the international women mayors. The world of big politics is multifaceted and changeable, full of undercurrents, and is kept on the balance of many interests and ambitions. Irina Pereverzeva was not senior politician, but always set herself high, bold goals and went for them. While experiencing the ups and downs, failures and successes, she always got help from a loving husband who supported and gave her strength. But one day, quite suddenly, he passed away. This loss was resonance for Irina, so there was a long gap of several years in her political career. During these years, Irina wrote and published her thoughts, had a chance to reflect on her past. Time heals. With time, Irina decided to go back into service, but in a slightly different incarnation, not in the sphere of public administration, but in the diplomatic field.
Казахстан с точки зрения работы дипломата моя первая страна, а до этого я была и в миссиях по поиску фактов.
Kazakhstan, in terms of diplomat work, is my first country. And before that, I was in fact on a mission in Kurdistan. It was not the easiest task. I have traveled to many countries in Europe with fact-finding missions, with seminars, trainings, etc. Until today, I am among the current experts in the field of local self-government in the European Council. And on the grounds of my wide experience, the textbook Management of Social Sphere of the Region was written. which, if my memory serves me, in 2009 became the best textbook in the field of public administration in the Russian Federation.
Если мне не изменяет память, в 2009 году стал лучшим учебным пособием в области государственного управления в Российской Федерации. Я фактически о Казахстане мало что знала. И когда я получила направление сюда, в Казахстан, у меня, знаете, такая вот в голове складывалась история, что вот идет какая-то такая процессия, вот степь.
I actually knew very little about Kazakhstan, and when I received the direction here, in my mind there was such a story, such a procession, the steppe, the yurt, somewhere grazing camels, and some strange people completely unfamiliar to me. And here I kept thinking, what I could do there, what to do in these smooth like saucer steppe with yurts. And the first thing when I came to Kazakhstan, I saw were mountains. I was getting off the plane and saw the mountains, and I exclaimed, oh, there are mountains here. And I heard behind me a girl. She said to me, it's Ili Alatau. I turned around and said thank you for letting me know, because I'm just like any average Russian.
Заилийский Алатау. Я оборачиваюсь, говорю, ну за девушку-то особое спасибо, а то, что это заилийский Алатау, буду знать. Потому что я, как вот среднестатистический россиянин, я знала, что есть высокогорный каток Медео.
I know that there's mountain apples Oporto, is the skating rink Medeo, but there's not enough of imagination to connect the first and second. And I understand that in order to have high rollers, you need to have the mountain. But I always associated Kazakhstan with the steppe. When I arrived and saw that Kazakhstan, it's an interesting place, interesting country with a rich history, I was very pleased that I have something to look at, something to study.
Интересное место и интересная страна с богатой историей. Я была очень обрадована, что мне есть что смотреть, что изучать и чему учиться.
In Kazakhstan, Ms. Pereverzeva has been working for 6 years, and she works with pleasure. The vast majority of time, Irina is working on projects in the field of culture.
Мое образование самое первое – это Костромское музыкальное училище по классу фортепиано.
My very first education, School of Music and Piano, helps me to hold literary meetings, connection with Europe, language skills, to carry out some international projects. Because our last achievement, this is something I will be proud of. Though I cannot call myself a main creator of this project, I was one of them, and all we had about 300 people. We made translation of Russian fairy tales in the language of the people living not only in Kazakhstan, but to the world languages. Because there was a translation into French of Russian fairy tales, Kazakh, Korean, Italian, Spanish, English, and Turkish. It was all very interesting, and they are now recorded on a disc, because these tales were made in the form of plays for children's theater.
Языки, то есть это очень интересно, и вот это все еще сейчас записывается в виде диска на радио классика, потому что эти сказки сделаны в виде театральных пьес для детского театра. Вы знаете, русские сказки можно переводить на бесчисленное количество языков, потому что здесь, в Казахстане, проживают люди, для которых родными...
You know, Russian fairy tales can be translated into countless languages, because here in Kazakhstan, there are people whose native languages are, in my opinion, almost all the languages of the world. The history of Kazakhstan is a melting place of different cultures, and God forbid it will continue to be the place of the melting process of some entirely different breed of man. New, because there are people of different nationalities and of different cultures. Someone voluntarily, and some not so voluntary, whose ancestors were exiled here, for whom it was a punishment to be here, but they are here.
Для кого это было наказанием оказаться здесь, но они здесь. И вот если хватит упорства, мудрости, ну, не знаю, движения какого-то вот такого, знаете, векторного вперед.
And if you have enough of perseverance and wisdom, you can move forward and accept the country. It will become a country and the house for all who live here. It would be, well, you know, like in the song, not gonna get us.
Это, конечно, ну, знаете, как в той песне «Нас не догонят», после вас. У нас здесь очень много хороших проектов. И мне бы очень хотелось всех их удержать. В каком смысле? Чтобы они все уже могли...
We have here a lot of good projects, and I would like to keep all of them. In what sense? I want all of them to have a life after we will be gone. For example, 5 years ago, we started the competition A Letter from the Front, and 5 children wrote their letters. It seemed to me that here we wrote everything and researched everything. But every time there are new pages on which we continue to work. 4 years ago, we started to share Ring Wins.
4 года назад начали акцию, которая называлась «Кольцо Победы». Это когда ребята из поисковых отрядов объезжают места в Алматинской области, где раньше были госпитали.
This is when the guys from the search teams go around in Almaty region, the place where used to be hospitals, where many of wounded soldiers had died. They take care of burial places, they meet with those who have seen it all, they record memories, they hold a quiz, and so on. And there are many of these programs. 4 years ago, we started in Shymkent, Festival of Russian Song, Russian Soul. Here I am just back from a concert of the festival, which is always timed to the Day of Russia. And it would be desirable that these projects were developed further, because every year we start something new, and we would very much like for us to have enough time and effort to realize these projects.
Вот мы начинаем еще и что-то новое. И вот очень бы хотелось, чтобы на все это хватало сил и времени.
Mission of Rossotrudnichestvo in Kazakhstan really triggers a lot of different projects. Each of them finds its audience. A diverse palette of activities attracts both ordinary people and prominent statesmen and public figures, prominent representatives of scientific and creative intelligentsia. And perhaps because of the human factor, in the face of Irina Pereverzeva, representative of the Russian organization, she is open to everything.
Я очень люблю людей. Люди — это самое
I love
интересное.
people. People are generally the most interesting characters in this life. Someone who likes to rock carvings, some painting, some architecture, some literature. I love those who create something, because everything in this life is created by people, and I love people. I love children. I wander together with them. When my husband was alive, he left me a will, and there was a point number 1. Throw the work that you do not love and do what you love. And to do what you want. You know, that's hard to talk about it, but it was so. And when I looked at myself, I have had the opportunity. It took me 3 years to get over it and realize that you have to be open to the world, and it is necessary to live as you want.
Делай то, что хочешь. Тяжело об этом говорить, но это было так. И когда я посмотрела вот на себя немножко со стороны, у меня возникло такое.
It's not even in the fact that man is mortal. We're all mortal. And the fact that it can be sudden death, and can happen that you came out of the house and did not come back. So that's at least this one segment, when you went out and did not come back, you lived as you wanted.
Дело даже страшно не то, что человек смертен, все мы смертны, а то, что он внезапно смертен. И может случиться такое, что ты вышел из дома и уже не вернулся. Так хоть вот этот отрезок между тем, как выйти и не вернуться, ты проживи так, как ты считаешь нужным. И вот я сейчас...
Here I am now, as I see it. I live the way I want. I am open to the people. And here is my goal, and perhaps my mission here, to show that Russia, my country, which I love, is open to the world. We're friendly and we're good.
Моя страна, которую я люблю, мы открыты миру, мы дружелюбные, мы хорошие. Мы просто очень хорошие.